Hello there, my friend. I'm John, 79 years young, and this is Senior Strong. I'm so glad we get to sit and talk again today, just the two of us, like we always do. If you're listening while sipping tea or just sitting quietly in your favorite chair, I want to thank you for joining me. Today's a special one, because we're talking about something close to my heart, memory, and how to keep it sharp. You know, those little memory slips we sometimes chuckle about can start to feel a bit concerning, especially as we age. But here we are, in this cozy little moment together, and we're going to explore some gentle ways to nourish our minds, ways that are easy, comforting, and a joy to incorporate into our lives. It's like tending a garden, small, intentional actions that bloom into clarity and focus. So, my friend, settle in wherever you are. Feel that warmth around you, and let's talk about how we can keep our brain as lively and nimble as a spring chicken. There's no rush. We'll take our time and savor this conversation together. Hey there. Glad to have you back with me. Let me tell you a little story, one that's close to my heart. You know, it was just a few years ago, not too long before my 75th birthday. I had one of those moments that stays with you, like a gentle nudge from life itself. I was heading out to meet an old friend for coffee, someone I hadn't seen in quite some time. I'd been looking forward to it, even circled the date on my calendar. But as I was about to leave, I couldn't for the life of me remember his name, not just a pause or a moment's forgetfulness. It was just gone. I sat there in the silence of my living room, and I'll admit my heart ached a little. It wasn't the first time, mind you, but it felt like a wake-up call. A gentle one, perhaps, but a wake-up call still. Eventually, it came to me, after panic turned to calm and calm turned to slow recollection. It was on the tip of my tongue all along. We laughed about it over our cups. He's a kind soul who understands. But driving home that day, I realized I needed to pay more attention to how I was treating my mind. We spend years nurturing our bodies, our homes. But what about our thoughts and memories? That's when I started to really dive into what makes a mind stay sharp, especially after 60. There's a whole world of wisdom in taking care of our minds. And over the years, I've found some truly nurturing habits. Let's just take a breath now and let this little story sink in. Finding a memory where you least expect it can be a beautiful reminder that we're ever growing. Hey there. I'm glad you're still with me. Let's dive into the first two habits that helped me turn my memory around. You and I, we know the value of simple joys and practical steps. So let me share the first one, adding fatty fish to your meals. Sounds simple, right? Fish like salmon and sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and these are like gold for our brains. They help reduce inflammation and support those precious brain cells. I try to have a nice fillet of salmon once or twice a week, grilled with a sprinkle of lemon, keeping it light and delicious. It's a tasty way to give my memory a boost. How about you? Could you add a bit more fish to your plate? Gives you something to look forward to at dinner, doesn't it? Now, on to the second tip, and this one's a joy I hold close. Blueberries, tiny and oh so powerful. They're full of antioxidants. You know, these berries can delay brain aging and even improve memory. I mix them with my morning oatmeal or toss a handful in a bowl as an afternoon snack. They add a burst of flavor and that wonderful peace of knowing I'm helping my mind stay sprightly. Have you ever just savored a blueberry? The way it pops with sweetness? That'll stick with you. These two simple changes have made a world of difference for me. Have a little think. Is there room for some salmon and blueberries on your shopping list this week? Let's pause for a moment now, take these ideas in, and think about how small changes can brighten our days. Look who's back! I knew you wouldn't leave me hanging. Now let's talk about two habits that not only bring joy but also give our brains a little love. First up, leafy greens, spinach, kale, you know, those things we probably pushed aside on our plates as kids. But now, oh, they're like my green little friends. These greens are packed with nutrients that help slow cognitive decline. A warm spinach salad with a little balsamic dressing is just the thing to lift up both my mood and my mind. Imagine them as a comforting blanket for your brain. Ever tried some kale crisps? They're one crunchy delight. How about making friends with a bit of green yourself? The next tip, and one I treasure, is eating nuts, walnuts, almonds, you name it. My favorite to snack on are walnuts because they're especially rich in healthy fats and vitamin E. I keep a small bowl by my reading chair, always ready for a handful when I'm relaxing with a good book. They're like brain food disguised as a treat. Simple pleasures, right? Have you munched on any nuts lately? These little food treasures are just waiting to make our days both healthier and happier. And there it is, 2 more little steps toward a sharper mind. What do you think? Is there a bit of room on your table for greens and nuts? Let's pause and savor these small, nourishing steps. It's the little actions that truly enrich our lives, isn't it? So, there we have it, my friend. We talked about adding salmon and blueberries to our meals, savoring those leafy greens and crunching on some nuts, each one like a little boost for our minds, like sunlight through the clouds, bringing warmth and clarity. Which one spoke to you today? Perhaps you'll give that salmon fillet a try, or maybe munch on some walnuts while reading. I'd love to hear which steps you're thinking of taking. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. It means so much to know we're walking this journey together. Next week, I got something special lined up. We'll talk about how to fall asleep faster. No pills, just the pure natural peace we all deserve. I'm excited for that, and I think you will be too. Just remember, you're not alone in this. I'm right here with you, and I'm grateful for your company today. Until next time, take good care of yourself. I'll be right here, waiting for our next heart-to-heart. So, as always, thanks for lending me your ear, your heart, and your trust.